I'm bringing you the best drugstore bronzers. It's July, it's bronzer time, it's time to be a bronze goddess. So I have literally been only wearing these bronzers for the last full month. The whole month of June, this is all I wore because I wanted to bring you guys full reviews. And I've kind of laid them out in order of which ones I like the best. So we will go from the worst to the best. One of these I don't like at all, and then the other four I think are amazing and worth your money. So I'll get into it right now. By the way, today was one of those days where it was makeup or hair, not both. So I had no time to do my hair. If it's looking weird, that is why. All of the prices I'm gonna mention for these bronzers are in Canadian dollars. I'm in Canada. If you're in the US, it might be slightly different, but these are all affordable, all drugstore prices. Before I even get into the bronzers, I just wanted to quickly show you guys the bronzer brushes that I use. And these are both really affordable as well. So this is the Morphe M527. I have no affiliation with Morphe at all. They have no idea who I am. I'm too small for them, but I do love their brushes. This, you can see, is a really nice big fat brush. You can tell I use it all the time for bronzer. Like, look at that top of it. This started at pure white and it's pinched. So it has kind of, you know, it's kind of like that. But this is really good for right here. It gets right in that area. It's great for on the forehead, and it's really great for your neck. I find my neck never really gets as tan as my face, so I always have to kind of match it up with bronzer. So this is fantastic, covers a lot of area. The other brush that I love to use, I don't know if you're gonna be able to find it, but I want to talk about it in terms of the shape of it. This is a brush from a brand called Cala, and I bought this from Marshall's. So, you know, you can find it in any type of store like that. But this is an angled brush. It's very, very soft, and it's angled. So it fits perfectly for where you want to put bronzer on your cheeks right there. So if you can find a bronzer brush about this size, angled like that, it also is also really good for on the temples. Neck does its job. It's not as big as the other one, but it's really perfect for the face. So starting off with the bronzer that I do not like from the drugstore, this is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in 020 Sunshine. And the packaging is okay. It's very similar to like their pressed powder. It's kind of flimsy. These do break very easily after a while. It's got a really pretty design in it though. It's got this really pretty sun. The thing I really, really don't like about this bronzer is how soft and chunky it is. It really just kind of falls apart. I don't know if you can tell, but it really just kind of falls apart. It doesn't really adhere to the face, which is strange because it says right on the back, waterproof, velvet soft texture for naturally even bronze look, wears up to 10 hours. This doesn't, you guys. I can't even really get it to stick to my face to begin with, never mind stay on there for 10 hours. So the price of this is around $8. Obviously, drugstore pricing is going to depend also on if you find a sale and at which drugstore you buy it from, but around $8. This is very powdery, very chunky. This has very chunky gold flecks of glitter in it. Now this particular kind of bronzer comes in different shades, so they may not all be glittery, but this one in particular is. But the glitter is glitter. Like, it looks like you have glitter on your face. It's not like a sheen, it's definitely chunky glitter. The other thing, this shade in particular is not very bronze. It's actually more like a dark beige. It really doesn't show up very well. It's not very pigmented either. Again, the other shades might be different in this range, but this one in particular, not so good. So this one is my thumbs down pick. The next one is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade 1B. The shade selection on this is weird. I've heard people call them other shades. I don't know if I got one that was mislabeled. I don't know, but this is the lighter of the two shades. I believe there's only two. This is the lighter of the two. The thing about this is more close to a contour powder than it is a bronzer. So you can use it on your temples, all over your face, but it is a little bit more cool toned and a little bit more on the brown gray side rather than the brown red side. So, you know, you like that burnt look for a bronzer. This doesn't really give you this. This is really actually pretty good for shaping out your cheekbones. I wouldn't say it's like a pure contour powder, but it definitely leans more that way. So the price of this in Canada runs around $14.99 or so, but Physicians Formula always goes on sale. I always see it at my local drugstore, 30% off, 40% off, buy one, get one free, that kind of thing. So always wait for a sale with Physicians Formula. You'll always see them go on sale. Now the packaging on this is phenomenal. It's absolutely beautiful. The colors are pretty. It is a little bulky, but the size doesn't bother me at all. I think it's really pretty. When you flip it open, the actual powder itself has these nice little kind of like ripples in it. You probably can't tell, but my ripples are getting flattened out. That's how much I've used this. I really actually prefer this in the winter time. I think this is a really, really good winter bronzer. Also because this is not gonna work on, if you're any darker than my skin tone, it won't show up on you. This is gonna be much better for fairer skin tones. It is a lot lighter. It can be built up, but not as easily, and only to a certain point. This is also really great for matching with different blush choices. So with certain bronzers, if they're already very deep, your blush choices are gonna be a lot more limited. With this one, because it's cool tone, it's not as red, you're gonna have a much wider range of choices for what blush and highlight you can pair with this. Overall, I really like this. It's an excellent choice for warming up the skin without overdoing it. You can't really overdo it with this one. And if I haven't said so yet, the scent is so good. I think this is the only scented one out of all of these. It really just smells like you're at the beach with suntan lotion or sunscreen and coconuts. So in third place for me is the Essence Sun Club Shimmering Bronzing Powder, and this is in the shade Dark, 20 Suntanned actually. This will run you about $4.99 or so it is an excellent, excellent value. The packaging on this is fairly simple, but I really love the design in it. It's got this really pretty girl in there, and it's kind of got this ripple effect, which is kind of a nice little extra thing. The tone of this is definitely a bronze, brownish, burnt red tone. I really like the tone of this. This is absolutely the same tone as the next one I'll be talking about. So a little bit of a spoiler alert just to compare the two, the NYC Sunny Bronzer, except this one has shimmer in it. But the thing about the shimmer is it's not too chunky, it's not too glittery, it's definitely a shimmer sheen as opposed to like a full-on glitter. So this starts out a little bit lighter. It can be built up to a nice bronzy finish. It's definitely a little bit of a softer formula, but that's okay. It's not like too powdery or too chalky. It just is a little bit softer. This is a bit more subtle. So again, you're going to have a wider range of blush and highlight choices than you would with something that is really like ba-bam, reddish brown right out the gate. This can be built up, but it doesn't start out too pigmented. So at least you can get your own level of bronzing. And this one is not super long wearing. I would say it's more like a 6 to 7 hour formula. You might want to reapply halfway through the day, but it's fairly good. So in second place with all of my bronzer choices is the NYC Sunny Bronzer. This is the Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. The shade is called Sunny, but I think most people just know it as NYC Sunny Bronzer. So this one, I love it. I actually kind of want to tie this with the first place one. The only thing is this is matte, and I do prefer a little bit of shimmer in my bronzer. This is a full-on matte bronzer. It does have a little sun in there. The packaging is just okay for this. The thing about the packaging is it's definitely just like a plastic. This here will definitely wear out over time, and it'll probably break apart because it's barely hanging on. But other than that, you do get a mirror. The packaging is not anything with this, but the price is only about $5. So it's an excellent, excellent bronzer for the price. It really, really is. This is matte, it's very pigmented, it starts out very pigmented. Fair skin tones will have to be very light-handed with this, but if you are medium to dark, you can go in really heavy and you don't need to worry about overdoing it. It blends really, really well and it builds up beautifully. This one I'm actually wearing today on my neck. I wore 2 of these today, but I put this one all over my neck just to kind of match my skin tone on my face, and it's perfect because it's matte, so it's great for doing that. In terms of color, this is definitely more on the terracotta, the reddish brown spectrum, so it's definitely a bronzy bronzer. It's really long wearing, and it's also a really good choice for when you kind of want to overdo your highlight, because this is matte, so you don't need to worry about extra shimmer. You can do a shimmery blush, or you can do like a really intense highlight with this, and you don't have to worry about being like too glittery, too shimmery, too much going on. It pairs really beautifully with that, but at the same time, your blush choices are gonna be a little bit more limited into what is going to work with this. You definitely can't use this with any cool tone looks. And in first place with my bronzer choices is the new L'Oreal Glam Bronze, and this is a face and body bronzer, and this is in the shade 02 Medium. This is definitely at the highest price point from all of these. This is around $20 here in Canada. Of course, you can wait for it to go on sale. I don't know, my L'Oreal doesn't really go on sale all that often. So this is a really big pan. This is 0.41 ounces. The just for reference, the NYC Sunny is 0.33. So yes, this is definitely more expensive. You are getting a little bit more. I really like the design in this one. I think it's super chic, very nice for summer. I like the orange packaging. Pretty solid. I don't know, sometimes these hinges on drugstore brands tend to break after a while, but so far it's holding up fine. This is in medium. I think I could even go a little bit darker. There are 3 shades. There's light, medium, and dark. Out of all of my bronzer choices, I think this one really builds up the best. It really kind of deepens and gets more depth to it the more you kind of pile it on. This is the one I'm actually wearing on my face today. So I'm wearing it all over my cheeks, all over my hairline. That's kind of where I bronze up usually, and I really love the way it looks. This one definitely has a slight sheen, very slight. It's definitely not matte. It is between a satin and a shimmer. Like, it's not a shimmer. It's got little flecks in it, but they are super, super subtle, which is why I like this so much. This is more of a burnt brown shade. The other ones have more of a red undertone. This one definitely is more bronze than terracotta, if that makes sense. This one is super long lasting. I think this one is probably the most long lasting out of all of them. And this one is good with a more subtle highlight, I think, because it has that sheen in it already. Although, if you want, you can definitely go for that bronze goddess look with this one, and you will get that look. If you want to bronze up with this, go in with a little bit of a shimmery blush, and then do an intense highlight, you are gonna be the bronziest goddess there ever was. So overall, I'm really, really happy with all of these bronzers. I do have lots of high-end bronzers, but I think I'm probably gonna be using these two the most for this entire summer, even above a lot of my high-end bronzers that I have. Also, really quickly, I just wanted to mention the blush that I'm wearing today because I think this is an awesome summer blush. I literally just got this yesterday, wore it today. I think it's amazing. This is the NYX Ombre blush, and I'm not really sure what the name is. It does say Soft Flush OB07. I'll link it. I'll make sure I put a link to it in my description bar below. Watch this. Oh my goodness, it's so gorgeous. It is definitely like a deep coral, almost going to a red tone. It's perfect for summer, and I love it for these bronzy looks. It's just so pretty. I tend to keep my brush kind of in between the little ombre there. You can obviously deepen it or lighten it depending where you put your brush, but it's very blendable, and I just think this is perfect shade for that bronzy burnt look. I love it. And if you're wondering what's on my lips, I love to do a nude lip with a bronzy look. I think it's so classic, so summer. So I'm actually wearing the MAC lipstick. This is, I don't know if this is limited edition. I know this packaging is, but I don't know about this shade. This is Pure Vanity, and this is a beautiful peachy nude. It's just wonderful. And then on top of that, I've got a drugstore option, which is the Nyx Lip Lingerie, and this is in 03 Lace Detail, I believe, and I've kind of got this over top of that lipstick. So that is it for my bronzer options. I hope you guys found this informative and helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!